now Bill and I are just about ready to leave. We've got everything packed and ready to go. So, yep, got casserole for picnic, got cooler. We're pretty much ready. Oh, in the cooler? Okay.
You. When you have
and
misused
so
and mistreated.
Yeah, we pretty much ready to go. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna record any on the way down there because I'll be driving, but regardless, we'll at least see you there. So one part of Fall Creek Falls in terms of driving there that's etched in my mind is this long straight road, and there's going to be a school coming up on the right soon if I'm not mistaken, right? Yep. And so there's just this is just one of the moments that's just etched in my brain in terms of driving there, and I absolutely love this part. But then again, I love practically everything about Fall Creek Falls. It's beautiful. Get to see family you only get to see every so often, and the drive there is truly amazing. Even though I've seen it 15, 20 times, doesn't matter to me. It's still fun. It's like Christmas morning. I wish it weren't raining through here, but here's another stretch where you got mountains and stuff right there that just look so great to look at as you're driving there, and it's incredible. Just looking at all the sights is part of the reason why I love the drive so much. I mean, look at that. Just so cool to look at. So I'm down by the creek near the picnic area that's just up there. It's hard to see on the camera, but yeah, picnic area. That's still hard to see, but oh well. You guys saw it last year and maybe in previous years, but because of rains the past couple days, the creek is really flowing. It's flowing fast. And so I'm really hoping that when we hike the falls tomorrow, that the falls is really flowing. I mean, it should with so much rain the past couple days. And but yeah, you guys might have been able to pick up on it by now, but I'm gonna mention it is that Olivia is not gonna be here this year. She's not. She decided that she didn't want to, and that's her deal, and I'm letting it be her deal, and she can explain to whomever those reasons are, and you know, that's her business, so I'm not gonna explain that to you guys. I would let her do that if she wants to, but I'm gonna dip my feet into the creek real quick and pause the video. So yeah, this afternoon when I was driving here, Belle and I we missed an exit that is usually very well marked in terms of Fall Creek Falls, so we had to backtrack, and even though we made it at 5 o'clock or 5 till 5, which is when everybody is going to meet at the picnic, we weren't able to check in. We actually came in from that way instead of that way, which is what we usually have. And I was gonna take a shot, and I still might. Yeah, I'll probably get the shot later on because we'll be driving that way to the to check in later. to the inn itself, and I didn't get a shot at first of going down that hill and seeing the hotels themselves in just appearing in that view. And I mentioned last year when I was a kid, I always turned back when we were leaving, and I always basically said goodbye to Fall Creek Falls for a year. And I always loved to see it as you approach down that hill, having it come into view, and then as you leave, going up the hill, watching it leave your view for a year. And so I haven't gotten that yet. I've not neglected it. It's just certain things didn't work out the way that we thought that they would. But man, this stream is really going. It's gonna be hard to walk around and stuff like last year. Like, that's just completely, not completely, but that was like not under the water at all last year, if I'm remembering correctly. And now I can't see the roots or where it's coming out of the rock. But yeah, it's gonna be hard to get to some of these rocks. I mean, I don't trust that clearance right there. I just don't. So, might go to the other side, and I'll point that out to you guys. I don't think I have shown that other side on camera before, because I think that in 15, 16, and 17, when I vlogged before they redid the park, I think we went, I don't think we had this picnic shelter. So I think that we had a completely different one, and I think I was a little bit upset because this is the one that we primarily have had in the past. And not that it's a big deal, but it's, you know, childhood, man, childhood. And I didn't show that other side last year. Basically where it goes around that way of the stream. And so that's what I'm referring to. But by the end of the night, hope to get a good view of over there. But because it's gonna be tough to wait in here. I mean, you guys see this. You guys see this. I mean, it's like, oh, we were able to get on that rock and the rock that's right there and some other rocks last year, but it's not gonna happen this year. Not gonna happen this year. And that's the unfortunate part, but like I said earlier, hopefully the falls is really flowing, because throughout the 4 times I've vlogged, it has not been flowing that much, and it's been a real shame. But imagine, I'm trying not to move so fast that I lose control on these rocks, but because I'm barefoot right now. Yeah, internet's gonna love that, by the way. The internet's gonna eat that up. Just all these feet shots right now, but it's my money that I'd make. Do not sell that without my consent. Anyway, it would be a shame to get caught up in that. Be a real shame to be caught up in that. But yeah, I'm gonna go back up to the picnic area and eat. So, yep, I'm gonna do that.
He's trying to video. Shut.
Huh, it doesn't look like anybody's on this side. Trying not to show license plates, but nobody's really on this side. I mean, let's give you a bit of perspective. There's the bridge. A little hard to see at that angle, but not trying to get license plates. That's one thing I try to avoid best I can when I vlog stuff, but sometimes it's tough to avoid. But kind of surprised there aren't really people down here like in past years, but I guess when it's raining and stuff, oh, I remember there were years where people jumped from those rocks before. I remember watching people dive from those rocks in the past before. And, you know, I guess they're like, step it. And so they put the sign there. I guess in the past few years, during the absence, but yeah, I can tell this is high up because usually, I'll tell you, but I'll get up to it in just a second. Usually, that right there is not submerged in water that I've seen too much. Now, when you start to get down a little bit, like that thing right there, hard to see at this angle. There you go. So that is usually just barely submerged, if it is submerged. But that right there is usually not submerged. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised nobody's down here. And this is the other side of the picnic area. Yeah, again, I don't think I've shown this part on camera before, but yeah, this is on the other side. I mean, yeah. Just listen to that. Just listen, man. It's so wonderful. And now it's raining, as you guys can see the water. It's raining a fair bit. I mean, I think I said it earlier, but it's been raining a lot in the past couple days. After it's been hot, really hot, basically all summer. So the fact that it's been raining hard and raining so much doesn't surprise me. But it's good that we've had a lot of this rain around, well, right before Fall Creek Falls, so that we can see where everything is just looks like it should, because there was a good 5-year stretch before that hiatus because of COVID and the renovations. Let me turn it around. Because of COVID and the renovations, where it was just dry. The falls were not really deep. Well, I shouldn't use the word deep for a waterfall, but the waterfall didn't have a good stream of water, and it was starting to look a bit sad. Last year looked a bit better, from what I recall. But then again, I would have to look at the thumbnails because I'm always make the thumbnails of these the falls of that year. So if you want to see 2015 falls, 16 and 17, look at the thumbnail. And last year, just look at the thumbnail and you'll be able to see it just like the thumbnail for this video as well. You will be able to see it too. And you can hike over there, actually. I'll show that. I'll walk around there. Yeah, I'll walk and talk. I'll walk over there and talk. Keep talking. But yeah, so I'm really excited about the hike to the falls tomorrow. And hopefully it doesn't rain too much. I mean, if it's just raining like this, I don't think softball would be canceled. Or to any... Well, I don't think it would be, but I don't know. I always loved to play softball, even though I'm not that great at it. Oh, I guess I have to... I guess I can't pass around right here to get over there. I guess I have to walk around. I guess I have to go back around right there in order to get to a little bridge. My memory of this side is a bit skewed. Well, it's not as good because it's not like I'm on this side every year that we have this particular picnic pavilion. And this is number 3, by the way, picnic shelter. I think 15, 16, 17, I think 2 of those years we had a different number for picnic shelter. I thought there was an easy way that you could get to a bridge. Maybe, just maybe, that down there was the bridge, but I'll still look for it. Thankfully, I haven't drank anything today. That's the good news. I mean, that says no swimming, but swim at your own risk down there, I guess. I mean, I don't swim in that. Most I do is wade at that little thing that's submerged in water this year. Thought there was a bridge around here. But I guess not. I guess not anymore. Anyway, I guess I'll see you back at the rooms.
Gonna play golf? Anybody gonna play golf?
Owen is.
Oh.
Yeah, crossing over the hill and seeing the inn for the first time that year. It's always such a wonderful moment. Not as good as seeing it disappear out of view, but still a wonderful moment nonetheless. So, this is the room this year, and just standard stuff. Haven't set up anything out of the suitcases, just took them up here. But this year we are over the pool. I don't remember the pool having that wall to the back last year. Oh, I think it did. I think I'm just crazy. Anyway, but yeah, there's the dock. And we had a room on the other side, and I'll show you on the room diagram over there, where I think our room was exactly. Like, this is room 205. And yeah, just have this, I don't know, I might go down there for a little bit even though I don't have a bathing suit and just put my feet in the water. Maybe. I just might. Just might. But as you look at it, look at the room diagram. It's awfully dark, I know. Let there be light. Yes, that worked. I was hoping that worked and that it was this switch and not this switch. Yeah, because that switch did nothing. Anyway, so I think we were in about right here, where we were able to go out, then right here, because it basically slopes down starting like right here. And yeah. I mean, I'd hate to be in this room. It's so tiny. So tiny. But this room. This room. This room reminds me of the end rooms on the new side we had last year. Or not last year. Before the renovation. Where it was a lot bigger, because typically when you entered in you had the two rooms that you entered in. You basically entered in one door, open that, and then you have one room, two room, but with the end room you didn't have to worry about that. But this might be a suite. That might be considered a suite. But yeah, I don't remember the old checkout time, but it seems like this is earlier than the other checkout time before. So I have to use my old computer whenever I travel, because my old computer has an SD card slot, but my new computer does not. And what's funny is that every single game that I have installed on this old computer still, on the internal hard drive, I installed all the games that I had except for these onto an external hard drive that I transferred over to my new computer. And all of these games, every single game that I had installed and still have installed on this old computer needs to be updated. Borderlands 2 got done before I picked up the camera and started recording, but still, just a bunch of stuff where it's just, oh man, it's been so long since I've touched this computer. I think it's been November since November since I've really done anything with this computer, but I haven't really traveled period since Fall Creek Falls last year, so there was no point in me really taking this out. But every once in a while I will take it out and play something that I only have on this computer. So like the cloud doesn't have Fallout 3 and Far Cry and oh shoot, there's something else that I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, San Andreas. So I primarily use this computer to play Fallout 3 and San Andreas. This is not a terrible computer to use, but I got this back in 2016 and I can tell that I got this back in 2016. But this reunion is not for the computer. I just use it to unwind after at the end of the day and upload the vlog videos. That's it. Because traveling should just be for traveling, in my opinion. And that's just how I feel. You know, I really like your room with the wraparound balcony for this. It's nice. You know, I've never stayed on the 3rd floor, period. I've always wondered what it's like to stay on the 3rd floor. But this lucky guy, you're awfully hard to see.
Can't see in the dark.
This lucky guy gets the opportunity to stay on the 3rd floor. I'm just on the 2nd floor. But last year stayed right down there. But yeah, I'm going to do some walking around. This guy is too tired, so he's not going to be walking around, period, unfortunately. But yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk around, particularly to where the new site over there, right over there, used to be. And just talk right next to the creek there, I guess. That's not a creek, but you know, whatever. I don't know. By the way, that's the room that we stayed in last year. I don't mind pointing at it because I don't see anybody right there, and so I don't mind that one bit. Part of sorry, I was just thinking about something. Part of the reason why I don't really take these long late night walks in terms of recording is because you can hardly see me right now. Although when we get away from the rooms behind me, over my left shoulder, then hopefully you'll be able to see me a little better, because maybe the camera will be able to focus a little better. I had a little bit of difficulties trying to get the camera that I normally use back up and operational, because I forgot the charger here last year for that camera. That really good camera, and I didn't know until last month that I had real big issues, and that I was too busy last year, right after the reunion, to order a new camera. And and I just kept forgetting until my sister wanted to go to New York and she wasn't able to use the camera. And so I realized that I had issues and tried to order new battery, new charger. Oh, the person turned their lights off up there. So I had trouble with chargers, and I need to still figure it out, but I ordered a new camera in the meantime, and if I get the other one back up and fully operational, I'm either going to use this as a spare or give this one to my sister. More than likely, I'm just going to give it to her so that she can use it for college school projects, or just using it in general for anything like traveling and such. And I think that would be really good for her. I would need to get a new SD card because this camera utilizes the mini SD card adapter that you plug into the fully fledged SD card. Like, there's not enough room for a full SD card, so unless you have that smaller adapter, you can't really use this camera. So I'd have to get a new SD card because this is a 64 gig SD card, and I really like this SD card. I really like the space that it has to offer. And so I kind of don't really want to give that up right now. But yeah, that's just something in the future. But yeah, so the camera, I'm not sure if this camera has trouble adjusting to different light sources. The camera that I was using last year is definitely better than that blue camera that I was using for like 3 years. I used it for all 15, 16, and 17 vlogs of this reunion. So this is the 3rd different camera that I've used in the past 5 years to vlog with. There's some light. Now you can see my disgusting mug. Only halfway though, so this side of your screen's good. This side of your screen's not good because you're seeing me right here but not here as much. So I only kid. I only kid. But yeah, I really like that you can see my chin is really defined when I don't have a beard, period. And that you can really see my chin and my face in general. But I mean a beard does hide some of your face, but at the same time, I like the way my chin looks when I don't have a beard. You can really see it. And it is strong, and I really do like the look of my chin. But yeah. And while I was in the gift shop a little earlier, I got a Fall Creek Falls lanyard for myself. Because I do use, I wear a lanyard every day at work to carry my access badges on to get in the door, and then with some of our software and servers and stuff at work, I do have badges for that. So I carry several badges with me when I go to work. So I use a lanyard every day at work. So just figured I'd get myself a Fall Creek Falls lanyard to wear every so often. Because I only have like Carolina Panthers and South Carolina Gamecocks lanyards. So the variety that I have to work with could definitely use some work. And by the way, it was basically with the with this side that is no more. It was basically you step out of the hotels. So I think they came out to about here, or no, maybe even here. Maybe even here. And then you hit the rocks. Well, in terms of the in terms of the rooms, I think they came out to like here. And correct me if I'm wrong. Now this is before my time, but correct me if I'm wrong. I felt something on my leg. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, people that know about this park that have more life experience than I do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this new side was originally built in like 95, 96, mid-90s, if I'm not mistaken. And unfortunately, it is no more. It's a real shame. We only stayed on this side a few times in the mid-2000s. And so I don't have a whole lot of memories of staying on the new side. Yeah, they called that side the new side, and that side all the way over there the old side. And that you would basically enter in from the parking lot up here to the second floor, and you basically, the first floor was kind of down here. Kind of like how the first floor was over there, where if you were on the first floor, there was so much concrete that it was hard to get a cell phone signal and stuff. Yeah, the old side, I think, was built in the 70s. But again, I don't know. That's before my time. Somebody with more life experience and knowledge of FCF would have to confirm or deny that. But listen to that. I love being out in nature. Let me get back to where you can actually see me a little better. But I love to hear stuff like that. It's great. It's great. But yeah, basically, well, I'm really excited about tomorrow. Saturday is always the day, but then again, we kind of get in like usually 4. We got in 5 today, but 4:30. But we didn't really miss any of the picnic at 5 o'clock because we got in at 5 o'clock. But so Fridays we usually have the picnic, and then Saturdays there's golf that I participated in once back in 2014. There's a big group that hikes to the falls that I've done every year, and then I'm going to do again tomorrow. And then I think I mentioned earlier that I'm really excited for that because of all the rain. I think the falls will really look good this year. That's one good thing about all the rain that we've had this year, is that thankfully the falls should look good. And we have softball in the late afternoon, early evening. And I joked around with Chip, one of the people who's been playing softball for as long as I can remember, that I joked around with him and told him that I'm ready for him to kick my butt in softball tomorrow. And he got a real big kick out of that. Because let's be honest, the geezers are probably going to beat the whippersnappers. Because even though whippersnappers might be a little bit faster than the geezers, the geezers are wiser than we are, I guess. So their intelligence trumps our speed. It basically beats our speed out. So we just lose practically every year. Oh, and one thing I haven't brought up at all in terms of new Fall Creek Falls versus old is that there's no game room anymore. Well, technically there is, and it's like a big version of Connect 4. There's like Jenga. There's stuff that ironically you would have put in the 70s when the old side was built, but that they took away a bunch of the arcade machines like Pac-Man, Galaga, stuff like that I know was around basically in the 80s. But still, ironically, you would think that it would be the opposite, and that they would add some arcade games in addition to having some of those games that you don't need to spend money on or have any sort of connection to anything to play. But yeah, I am probably gonna. Okay, this is some good adequate light where you can see my whole face. But normally I record an outro in the room, but since it's so nice out here, man, it feels great. And I don't know if Bella's back in the room or not, and I don't want to disturb her at all if she's back in the room. But I'm going to do my outro out here. And so yes, guys, I do believe that will do it for day 1 of the 2023 Fall Creek Falls vlogs. And until day 2, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys! Thank you all for watching.